So it looks like we're getting a new Marvel Legends Thor Love and Thunder wave, and this one looks pretty decent, but is this entire wave worth your time and money? Be sure you stick around until the end, soulmates, because we're going to talk about what MCU characters we want to see made next. If you support what I do, please click subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single video of mine when it comes out. Now, because this wave is based on a new movie that's coming out, odds are that the designs we see on the screen are not going to match with what we see on the action figures, because the Marvel Legends team has to work with production notes and sketches that don't reflect the final product. That said, we've got a lot of toys to look at here, so let's just see them and judge them for what they are. First up is Star Lord. This is one that I'm really not feeling. His head sculpt doesn't look like Chris Pratt. It looks like his stunt double. There's also the matter that about half this toy is recycled. You look at those legs, and they're the same Star Lord legs we've seen for a while now, and you look at that jacket, that's a jacket that we saw during the Groot wave. From what I can tell, the arms and the torso are different. The arms you can tell because they're pinless, although on the torso there's a piece of plastic covering the torso, I think, and it looks like the shirt underneath is borrowed from another Star Lord figure, of course. Accessories include a couple of blasters and one of Korg's arms. I really don't think this is an essential one, and you really only need it if you want to complete Korg. Groot is another one that doesn't feel super essential, but I like this one a lot better than Star Lord. This one looks like it's largely the same as the one we saw in the Infinity War 3-pack with Thor and Rocket Raccoon. It does look like he has a different head sculpt though, and it looks better than it did in that 3-pack, I think. Also noteworthy is that he has some pretty cool accessories here. He's got some vines, he's got a gun, he's got an extra hand. Of course, this is another one you're going to need if you want to complete Korg, because Groot comes with his torso. You might want to consider getting this one because I think the package is pretty nice. Next up, let's look at Valkyrie, and this one is pretty good. I'm looking all over this action figure. It looks like it's all new from what I can tell. She's got some very nice textural elements all over her, like her hairstyle with the dreadlocks and the torso with all the chainmail and armor bits on it and the straps on her legs. This is a really nice action figure. And the best part, of course, is that it looks like Tessa Thompson, which is, of course, the first thing you look for when you look at an MCU action figure. Does it look like the actor? Okay, good deal. And I don't even mind the face that much either, because it doesn't look like she's really stone-faced here, like some of the action figures I've seen. There's not much in the way of accessories going on here. She only comes with her sword, and she also comes with the head and club of Korg. Still, King Valkyrie is all new, her sculpt looks great, and I think this is one worth checking out. Next up is Ravager Thor, and this one is pretty decent at first glance. It looks like Chris Hemsworth, and, well, that's half the battle right there. I don't see pins on any of the joints, so it doesn't seem like anything's being reused, or at least not very obviously. I think I might have seen those pants somewhere before, though, and I can't pinpoint where I've seen them. I really want to like this action figure, but it feels a little light on accessories. He comes with Stormbreaker, and that's cool, but when you've got it in his hand, his other hand doesn't really have anywhere to go unless it goes on Stormbreaker 2, so it would have been nice to have a closed fist at the very least. I don't know, maybe an extra head too would have been cool just to help round out this package a little bit. Because the only other thing he comes with is Korg's other arm, and when you look in the package, there's quite a bit of room for some other stuff in there. While I'm thinking about it, the design of Ravager Thor reminds me a lot of Thunderstrike. I don't know about you guys, maybe that's why I've got such a soft spot for this one. And now we come on to the Mighty Thor, aka Jane Foster Thor, and the first thing I notice when I look at this one is it doesn't really look like Natalie Portman to me. It kind of looks like her from some angles, but when I look at it head on, I'm not really getting Natalie Portman from this one. The head with the helmet on is not quite there either. It looks like the design in the middle of the forehead is a little different in the trailer versus what we're seeing here. It's a little harder to judge the rest of the toy, but overall I'd say the body looks about fine. This is another one that I feel like could use some extra hands because it feels like she needs a closed fist here. I really want to like this one, but this is one that I would probably hold off on because there's almost definitely going to be a better version of her in the future. And now next up is Thor, except it's Thor Odinson, and this one is interesting because it doesn't come come with a Build-A-Figure part. No great surprise there because the most popular characters in these waves tend not to come with Build-A-Figure parts. But considering that, this package does feel a little light. It could use a few extra hands, maybe another head, just something to spice up the deal, you know? I don't like the design on this one. It feels like it's too much. Also, it's kind of hard to judge how accurate this one's going to be to what we see in the movie because we really didn't see much of this outfit. But from what I can tell, there's a couple of inaccuracies in the chest plate, so this might be another one where you'll want to wait. I don't know, even if they did an updated version of this one, I probably still wouldn't want it because I really don't care for the design personally, but you know, your mileage may vary. The penultimate action figure in this wave is Gorr, and he looks pretty cool, I think. It looks like Christian Bale as much as it can, with all the makeup on, of course, but I really like what I'm seeing here. There's a lot of different paint apps on this one, some nice textures on all of his robes. His sword looks really cool. It's all dented and blunt, and he's even got some dirt on his robes too. This is a really cool action figure. I haven't seen too much of Gorr outside of some promotional images and leaks, so it's kind of hard to judge how accurate this one is, but I'd say he looks pretty good, and this is one of the must-have action figures in this wave. It seems like he's a little light on accessories. It would have been nice to maybe have some extra hands, of course, but still, this one is really good. And of course, the last action figure in this wave is the Build-A-Figure Korg. How desirable is Korg? I don't know. This one looks like it's in line from what I saw in the Thor Love and Thunder trailer, but do I really need him? No, I'm not that into Korg. I imagine he has his fans, he's just not for me. That said, the action figure does look pretty good. He has a club, he's got lots of nice details all over him. There's a variety of textures all over him that make this a very nice experience. I also like this Korg a lot better than the Ragnarok version that we saw. Feels like the sculpting is higher quality here. While this Korg is nice, I'm not sure if he's enticing enough to collect the entire wave, though maybe you're a big Thor MCU fan and it's going to be worth it. Now that we've talked about this entire wave, what MCU characters do you want to see next? Personally, I still want to see Agatha Harkness. I still want to see more characters from Hawkeye and Moon Knight. There's a lot of great characters from the Disney Plus series that haven't been represented yet, and I really hope that we see them. At the very least, I'd like to see Karli Morgenthau, I'd like to see the Kingpin, I'd like to see Echo, I'd like to see the Tracksuit Mafia, and I'd like to see Arthur Harrow. Well, soulmates, what do you think of this Thor Love and Thunder wave? Is this one you want to collect, or is this one that maybe you're going to skip because you're not that enthusiastic about it, or are you still hemming and hawing trying to decide? Let me know in the comments, guys. I'd love to hear from you what you think about this one. I'll be back again soon with some more thoughts about new comic book toy news. And until then, with love from me to you, bye-bye.